This is Susan from LifeSkate, and I'm in beautiful Lake Placid, New York to cover the 2008 U.S. Adult Figure Skating Championships. Over 600 skaters from all over the United States have come to Lake Placid for this four-day event. The skaters will be competing in singles, pairs, ice dancing, and interpretive free skate. 11 skaters competed in the Championship Gold men's event. Keith Newcomb from the Starlight Ice Dance Club in Minneapolis took the title with a strong performance which included 4 double jumps. Christopher Williams from the Figure Skating Club of Minneapolis won the silver, and Ross Luxton from the Iceworks Skating Club in Aston, Pennsylvania captured the bronze. I asked each of them about their skating history.
I started when I was 19 teaching myself, and by the time I hired a coach, I had all the double jumps, and I'd landed triple toe and double axel on my own. And so by the time I hired a coach, I could have done all this stuff, but I never knew the basics. I didn't know edges or spins or technique. I just wanted to jump. So when I hired a coach, it's like I took my first adult test, my pre-bronzes in August '06, and never failed one, and passed my gold free in November '07, and it's just kind of been a whirlwind couple of years, like gangbusters, I guess. It's just been really cool.
Off and on, like 30 years. I started when I was 13, did figure skating and hockey through high school, played hockey in college, and came back to the figure skating about 10 years ago.
In '87 I joined Disney on Ice as a chorus skater, and I was probably the worst skater they'd ever seen, but I spent 6 years in 38 countries and 4 world tours with them. And then I gave it up in '93 and went back to skating back in 1994. 2004, when I came here for the Nationals, and I skated at silver level. So I was a chorus skater. I wasn't much of a jumper or a spinner, So I got back into it then and did well in silver and moved up to gold, and I've been there ever since.
How did you guys get here?
Well, I knew I wanted to have some support here. My mother was going to come with, but my stepfather got injured, so she had to stay home. But I wanted my best friend to come here because she's been there since I'd started and seen everything I'd gone through to get here. And so with the cost of plane ticket for one person, that's gas for all 3 of us to get here. So that's what we did. We all just kind of piled in the van, took turns getting here, and all the snow. 24 hours. And it was so bad.
How are you getting down?
Driving. But yeah, a little bit happier this time.
Lake Placid was a little bit of a challenge, and I was playing this waiting game, waiting for the airfares to go down, and looked up like 3 weeks ago they wanted $500–600. So I went through some of my frequent flyers, and when I'm actually coming back from Chicago on Amtrak, I have a free Amtrak ticket. So I do very creative traveling.
Who is your coach?
Lori Benson. She's just fantastic. I mean, I had a couple coaches before her that I got through my silver tests with, but people said I made progress. I did feel it, but with her I could feel it from practice to practice, and she's can be a little no nonsense, but that's great. I needed that. She's the reason why I'm here.
Elizabeth Hollett, fabulous choreographer. She puts all my programs together. Love her to death, and she's very inspirational. She backs me with adult skating, and she knows the rules, which is something I'm really bad at. I never look at the books.
Dennis Palaganis, whose coach is Holly Eisenhower, had rave reviews for his choreographer.
Derek Delmore choreographed the program for me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He's in LA, I owe him money. So I just want to make sure I put it out there that I owe him money for lessons.
What was the music that you skated to?
Yeah, actually it's a piece I hated in a movie, but I got a jazz version of it, and it's great. The piece is called To Russia with Love.
The first 2/3, Shades of Blue. I can't remember the composer's name, and I found it I was looking for something else and found that, and listened to it. It's like, I think I can do something with that. The end of it was the finale of the Negro Symphony by Dawson, 20th century African-American composer. And that was, I think, both selections were African-American composers.
It was to Gershwin's Second Rhapsody, done by the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and not many people skate to it, so that's why I wanted to select it.
What are your goals for next season?
I want to clean everything up and get the jumps more consistent. So I'm not sort of all over, am I going to hit this, am I going to miss it? Get a little more consistent. That would be the main thing.
I want to definitely work on my spins a little more. I want to move up to Masters. I want to take my intermediates this year and move up. I figured gold was a good place for me to start. People are like, some people are like, oh, your jumps are Masters level, maybe you should move up. And I know I can move up, so I want to take my intermediates, move up, and so I can do the other jumps that I'm capable of. I want to put triple toe back in and bring the double axel back, and double lutz and double flip, which are actually easier for me than double loop.
Next year, I'm going to try to put doubles in. I'm going to probably keep the same program. I want to probably clean up some of the things, do a little bit of cleaning up, and also I want to work on my intermediate moves.
I also had a chance to talk to Lene, Keith's best friend, who came with him to Lake Placid.
I am so very proud of him. He deserves every bit of happiness that's in the world.
She's always supported me no matter what, which I did not get that a lot. When I first got into the sport, people were like, you're too old, you don't have a coach, you don't know what you're doing, and the desire was still there, so I knew I still wanted to do it, and she was always like, hey, if that's what you want to do, you do it. And my grandmother was the same way. She's like, who pays your bills? I'm like, I pay my bills. Well, then you do what you want to do.
Where does skating fit in your life?
But it is my passion, it's my love, it's my first love. It's just something that when I first started, I didn't know that it would build to this point. It was just something that slowly, just first do public sessions and some lessons and some test sessions and all the way up to this.
Ross, an airline pilot, said skating is an important part of his lifestyle.
I've given up jobs overseas to stay here and skate because I tried living without the skating for 5 or 6 years and I couldn't do it. So there's more financial opportunities for me to go and fly overseas. But from a skating standpoint and from a lifestyle standpoint, you got a balanced life, and I think skating is part of that balance for me. So I don't think I'll ever give it up.
Keith is from Minneapolis, and I asked him if he had a chance to see any of the 2008 Nationals, which were held in January in St. Paul.
No, I had to work every day, and my boss was like, if you call in, I know where you are. I'll be watching NBC, you are not calling it. I'm like, yeah.